hearts, he won the minds, and yes, he won the elections for people. He helped us, he helped other people. We won the biggest election in the history of our country, I believe. Charlie Kirk was without a doubt among the most influential figures in the most important election in the history of our country. The election of, oh, that beautiful day, November 5th, 2024. Do you remember that day? It was 9 months ago. What a day that was. I mean, we had a pretty good day in the first one. And I must tell you, on the second one, we had a phenomenal day. But a lot of bad things happened. And now that's not even questioned. They cheated like dogs, but we got them back, didn't we, huh? Got them back. But we owe Charlie a profound and eternal debt of gratitude now, just like Charlie and Erica made Turning Point hot. We are looking at a country that has the chance to attain a level like never before. Tariffs are making us rich again, richer than anybody ever thought was possible. And the only one challenging them are people that hate our country or foreign countries that are paying a price, because they did the same thing to us for years. They took advantage of us, but we're making money. We're becoming richer and richer. And we're taking care of our people better and better when we do that. And we can take care of other countries better and better. But we're doing unbelievably well. The tariffs have really been a hold. The election was big, but the tariffs, because of the election, came in. And remember, other nations do that to us. And Charlie understood that. He saw the money. He saw what was coming into our country, and we can use that for Medicare, Medicaid, Social Security, all of these things that we fight so hard for. And that's exactly what's happening. The numbers are incredible. When the news finally came out on election night last November that the race was officially won, came out pretty early in the night. Charlie was live on camera. In that moment, he was overcome with emotion. I've never seen him like this. He was so happy. For a long while, he said nothing. His eyes were filled with tears, and then he buried his face in his hands and he started crying. That wasn't the Charlie I knew, but in thinking about it, it actually was the Charlie I knew, because he had a tremendous heart. He just wanted what was good for our country, and he saw us going in such a horrible direction. Lovingly, Eric, and this was so beautiful, Erica put a MAGA hat on to cover his bowed head. I like that very much. MAGA, we love. Does everybody love MAGA? Make America Great Again. When Joe Biden used to get up, remember the speeches? We will stop MAGA. We will stop MAGA. You know, he could barely get the words out. We will stop. I said, can somebody inform him the MAGA means Make America Great Again? How do you say you're going to stop it? And Charlie understood that. When Charlie finally looked up and spoke, he smiled through the watery eyes and simply said, I am humbled by God's grace. That was his statement that night. I was watching him. I was very impressed, actually. It showed he had a big heart. Every single American should take a long, hard look at the twisted soul and dark spirit of anyone who would want to kill a young man as good as Charlie. To kill anybody, but to kill a man like this, he didn't deserve this. He didn't deserve this. Our country didn't deserve this. And anyone who would make excuses for it are just out of their mind. Charlie's murder was not just an attack on one man or one movement. It was an attack on our entire nation. That was a horrible attack on the United States of America. It was an assault on our most sacred liberties and God-given rights. The gun was pointed at him, but the bullet was aimed at all of us. That bullet was aimed at every one of us. Indeed, Charlie was killed for expressing the very ideas that virtually everyone in this arena and most other places throughout our country deeply believed in. But the assassin failed in his quest because Charlie's message has not been silenced. It now is bigger and better and stronger than ever before, and it's not even close. And it's rare that such a thing happens, but Charlie is bigger today than he was, think about it, just 2 weeks ago. He's bigger today than he was 2 weeks ago. Now, that may not help his friends and loved ones, of which there are so many. It may not help Erica and those beautiful children who have to suffer so horribly through this moment, but they know it's true. He's bigger now than ever before, and he's eternal. He's eternal. And I just want to say we love him. And he's looking down at us right now, and he's saying, wow, that's a great crowd. He's saying, that's a great crowd. And it's a great crowd of patriots. But that's why I will soon award Charlie the nation's highest civilian honor, the Presidential Medal of Freedom. It's the highest civilian honor. And we will do the ceremony at our beautiful White House in a very safe Washington, D.C., a place that Charlie truly revered. You know, we stopped the crime in Washington, took 12 days. Now you can go to restaurants, you can walk down the middle of the street with your wife. You can have your wife walk alone down the middle of the street. She's going to be in good shape. What a difference. What a difference good management really makes. But it's, I'm so proud of that Washington, D.C. You know, it's one of the worst in the nation, in the world. And now it's considered a very safe city. And it's also, I passed it yesterday, I went through it, and the lawns are good. It's like a different place. It's like the tents are gone, the threats are gone, the gangs aren't there. We got rid of, you know, we took out 1,500 career criminals, 1,500. If you have 3 career criminals, that can make a big difference. But I'm so proud of Washington, D.C., and now we're going into Memphis. And we'll get that one straightened out fast. And then we're going into some others, but we're going to go to Chicago, and we're going to have Charlie very much in mind when we go into Chicago. And we'll get that one straightened out. You have an incompetent governor who, he thinks it's okay when 11 people get murdered over the weekend. He thinks you don't have any crime when 11 people get murdered and 28 people get shot. He says he's got crime. No, they don't have it under control, but we'll have it under control very quickly. So we're going to be doing that. And Charlie loved what we were doing. He was so proud of what happened. He was there to see it. He's so proud of what happened in Washington, D.C. As you know, the depraved assassin who planned and executed Charlie's killing has been arrested and charged with capital murder. God willing, he will receive the full and ultimate punishment for his horrific crime. Terrible thing. Because you can't let that happen. You can't let that happen. Can't let it happen to a country. The Department of Justice is also investigating networks of radical left maniacs who fund, organize, fuel, and perpetrate political violence. And we think we know who many of them are. But law enforcement can only be the beginning of our response to Charlie's murder. Over the last 11 days, we have heard stories of commentators, influencers, and others in our society who greeted his assassination with sick approval, excuses, or even jubilation. You've heard that. So have I. Couldn't believe it. Some of the very same people who spent the last 8 years trying to sit in moral judgment of anyone who disagreed with them about politics suddenly started cheering for a murder. Incredible. You know the names. They're major losers, by the way. That will be proven out in a short period of time. Some of the very people who call you a hater for using the wrong pronoun were filled with glee at the killing of a father with 2 beautiful young children. And the same commentators who this week are screaming fascism over a canceled late-night TV show where the anchor had no talent and no ratings, last week were implying that Charlie Kirk deserved what happened to him. No side in American politics has a monopoly on disturbed or misguided people. But there's one part of our political community which believes they have a monopoly on truth, goodness, and virtue, and concludes they have also a monopoly on power, thought, and speech. Well, that's not happening anymore. We've turned that corner very quickly. Tragically, atrocities of this kind, and kind that we saw in Utah, of all places, are the eventual consequence of that kind of thinking. If speech is violence, then some are bound to conclude that violence is justified to stop speech. And we're not going to let that be justified. The tradition of reason and open debate that Charlie practiced is not a pillar of our democracy. In many ways, it's the basis of our entire society. It's the right and inheritance of every free American, the greatest legacy of the Enlightenment, and among the most treasured achievements of civilization. We will defend it at all costs, and we will carry forward the torch of liberty that Charlie Kirk held so proud and so high. He was so proud, and he did hold that torch high. We will never, ever let it fail. We will never let it fail. But we're going to raise it higher than ever before. It's going to be raised, and this is the beginning. Perhaps it should be no surprise that Charlie, who spent his life speaking with the critics of these traditions, ultimately became convinced that we needed not just a political realignment, but also a spiritual reawakening. We did. And we have to bring back religion to America, because without borders, law and order, and religion, you really don't have a country anymore. We want religion brought back to America. We want to bring God back into our beautiful USA like never before. We want God back. Charlie would have been so pleased to hear his friends and colleagues today giving testimony and giving glory to God. Within minutes of the gunshot in Utah, millions of Americans, young and old, heard the news and dropped to their knees and started praying. Even many who rarely prayed asked God for a miracle. Please, God, save Charlie. But although Charlie's time with us on earth has ended, those prayers for a miracle have already been answered. Look at what's happening. Look at what's happening. In the days since Charlie's death, we have seen how his legacy has touched so many millions around the world. In Calgary, Canada, thousands gathered at City Hall to sing the American national anthem and raise up posters with the name Charlie Kirk. In Seoul, South Korea, crowds gathered to wave American flags and shout, "We are for Charlie Kirk." His memory has been honored in the streets of Berlin, Warsaw, Vienna, Sydney, Madrid, London, Tel Aviv, and all over the world. So beautiful to watch. A man as far away as rural Australia texted a pastor, "I'm going to come to church tomorrow for the first time ever." The pastor asked, "Why is that?" The man replied, "Because of Charlie Kirk." Can you imagine? The lesson of Charlie's life is that you should never underestimate what one person can do with a good heart, a righteous cause, a cheerful spirit, and the will to fight, fight, fight. Have to fight. We're saving our country. And Charlie's a big factor, such a big factor. Charlie Kirk started with only an idea to change minds on college campuses, and instead he ended up with a far greater achievement, changing history. He changed history. Today, Charlie Kirk rests in glory in heaven for all eternity. He has gone from speaking on campuses in Wisconsin to kneeling at the throne of God, where he is right now. We grieve for the friend and leader that we have lost, but we go forward strengthened by his faith and bolstered by his courage and inspired by his example to defend the country he lived for the freedoms he died for, and the values in which he so deeply believed. He believed in values that we should all believe in. Charlie created something very special. It's called Turning Point USA. And under the leadership and love of Erica, it will become bigger and better and stronger than ever before. So, Charlie, we all want to thank you. We want to say a very loud God bless you, Charlie. God bless you for what you've done is incredible. And God bless Erica and the children. God bless the United States of America. And could I ask Erica, please come out. Erica, please come out. Thank you.
He's the final speech.
Yeah, I think he's the final speech. Jeez.
Thank you very much, everybody. Thank you very much, and good luck. God be with you. Thank you.
Wow.
So
Not sure
what?
Yeah, go ahead.
What was the total number of people that showed up? Do you know?
I mean,
300,000 last I saw.
Jeez,
yeah. Yeah.
it's crazy.
And gosh, that moment, I'm not sure if you guys caught it, but when during Erica Kirk's speech and she said, I forgive him, that was a pretty powerful moment. I mean, I don't feel that way, you know, and yeah, that's wild. Hey, Blondie, how's it going? What's up, Joe? How's your dog?
He's got one left in his top lip. He'll be all right, though.
Oh, no. I guess he got a porcupine in the face.
Yeah, a little bit. Luckily, it could have been a lot worse. There was only about 5. I got them all. One went into his nose. I got that first because that was probably the worst one.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, of course he did. Of course he did. I'm trying to do this right now, so of course he did that.
Yeah.
Silly dog.
Well, I did want to share a tweet that I think is probably appropriate. Let me find it again. Yeah, I didn't watch the whole thing, but was popping in and out there throughout the whole thing, and it was good.
Yeah, I only caught what we watched there. I didn't see any of the other speeches, but yeah, I mean, I think it was, he kind of hinted at some things about it was kind of disappointing when he said, we're going to maybe find out. I was like, no, we're going to find out who.
Yeah, he said, hopefully we'll find out. I'm like, what? What do you mean, hopefully?
Find out about what?
The funding network.
Yeah.
The what?
The funding networks, like the NGOs and the people that are.
Oh, I think he was already 100% know who those are.
Oh, I'm sure they do. I mean, Maybe
Yeah.
that's just him being
He didn't want to tip the hat yet.
right? But do you think this is the tipping point where they were kind of waiting for this to happen before they, they get the momentum from this to then do the raids or do the Rico stuff's going to take longer, but are we going to see some stuff this week? Because I've been kind of irritated that we haven't so far.
Well, it does take some time, right, for these investigations to play out and stuff. They got to make sure. I know I saw Kash Patel saying that, it's not good to give out information. It could compromise an investigation, or if leaks are made, then it could actually affect the court case as well. So these things have to be buttoned up and really tight, and like everything has to be, how do I say, like all the T's have to be crossed, all the I's have to be dotted, kind of thing. So I remain hopeful, but at the same time, I'm prepared for nothing to happen.
Mm-hmm.
Blondie says,
Yeah, I guess.
I forgive him, but still want him to be put to death. Yes. You can forgive someone and still want them to be put to death.
I would be, if there's nothing done with this, like we don't get any, just give me some fireworks with arresting Black Bloc Antifa for starters, just like you can go after those people easily.
Yeah, you might not be able to go after Black Rock, but you could go after Black Bloc.
Yeah, right.
This tweet from Destiny, he's always has his finger right on the pulse. This Charlie Kirk memorial is indistinguishable from a Nazi rally, and fuck anyone who wants to pretend it's not. Oh my God.
He's possessed or being heavily influenced.
Yeah, I long for a day when we can just stop calling each other Nazis. What do we have to? What has to happen for us to get to a point to where we can stop calling each other fascists and Nazis and stuff?
Well, for that to happen, the left would have to stop acting like fascists. That would be a start.
Mm-hmm.
Like not protesting outside of a funeral after you just killed one of our guys. That would be probably a great start for them to, start to. But they're not going to. I mean, they're losing. When demons lose, they lash out, and that's what we're seeing.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I was expecting
watched
to see more protesters. Sorry, go ahead, Adrian.
I watched a video last night of a guy I don't know where it was, just at some college, I think in Texas.
Mm-hmm.
And he just had a sign that said, Charlie Kirk didn't deserve to die, changed my mind. And pretty much universally, everyone was, agreeing with the sign. But the one guy came up and he wasn't really aggressive. Like, I do agree he shouldn't have died, but he said, and then he immediately goes to, so if Adolf, would you support Adolf Hitler's right to give speeches? Like, why are we? It's always Hitler. It has to be Hitler all the time.
Yeah. Because Hitler is really the personification in the human psyche of the devil, or the personification of evil. And so it helps, I think, just brainstorming. I think it does help for people, especially more like low information types, to just using Hitler as a standard by which to measure something good or evil, which isn't completely off, but I mean, I hear what you're saying, though.
Yeah, he's the most current representation of evil, so it's like a catch-all for them.
Since they don't believe in the devil, they have to say Hitler.
Right.
So.
That's true. Good point. Well, it's a little bit of a somber day, but there's also like a lot of hope and energy and positive energy that seemed like, and I was glad to see a lot of that positive energy in the room. I was kind of like watching for a little bit and then going and doing stuff and then watching, because there's no way I was going to be able to watch that whole thing all the way through.
Mhm. Yeah.
A lot of church music, you know, a lot of worship music, which I'm not against. It's just maybe not my cup of tea, I guess.
That's what I said. I was like, it's all right. I had it playing in my pocket all day or on like my dashboard or whatever. But I was like, I said to my kids, I'm like, yeah, not the best music. But I mean, I get why that's why. I mean, for the event, that makes sense, obviously.
So they did call it a memorial, not like a life celebration or anything like that.
I heard a couple of different names for it, but I think memorial was the main
The official
word that they
name.
used. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, the like for right here it says President Trump participates in memorial service for Charlie Kirk. But the main thing that's been really kind of sticking out in my mind is just the effect that one person can have. You know, growing up, I always felt like, you know, what difference does one person make or one vote make? You know, and it's like actually one person can make such a huge difference.
Mm-hmm.
Having all those people in one place, traveling all around to come to your memorial or whatever, like that's incredible and inspiring, and actually makes me feel like I need to get to work doing something.
Yeah, and there's a wisdom of not going as hard as Charlie went. Like we need those examples, but that's also what made him a target instead of him still being able to do work like that, but staying in the background and doing more subtle stuff. But
I keep thinking that maybe in the back of his mind, he knew that it was always going to come to this, you know?
yeah,
Well, I think his wife pretty much alluded to that, didn't she?
Yeah. Yeah. Well, Tucker stopped by.
Yeah, that did happen.
I liked his speech. It was great.
I like Marco Rubio's though, man. That I was laughing on that one. Did you guys see that one?
I did not catch Rubio.
It's on what's it called? Rapid Response 45 or whatever, or 48. What is it called?
Rapid Response 47.
47. Yeah, I can't never keep the number straight. But the whole speech is there. It's only like 4 minutes, and it was pretty funny.
Yeah, here, I'll play it since none of us watched it.
Not real ones. Hummingbird Dog. He says, I seriously doubt there were any leftists in live chats watching and commenting about Charlie Kirk. No, there were bots, though. I can guarantee it.
Mm-hmm.
I'm trying to get. I just blasted it out to my Telegram and everybody on my text and stuff. So
surprisingly,
I don't know, different places.
Surprisingly, no protesters really. I mean, there's like one crazy Trantifa in a burqa.
Yeah, there was like a dozen. There was like a dozen earlier on in the day, but it was just so sad that they probably gave up.
It looked like they were more like Westboro Baptist types. You know, it was like, don't worship a man kind of thing, like something sinners. And I texted Adrian and he was like, oh yeah, the whole like mentioning of Christ and sinners kind of like disqualifies them from being leftists.
You would think.
Yeah, I mean, they certainly seemed like just the Westboro types, more so than leftists. Just yokels.
Yeah.
Actually, funny enough, my college professor, my journalism class, invited the wife of the Westboro, like I can't remember her name, Fred Phelps' wife,
really?
into our class to talk about here's why we protest these funerals and say, you know, God hates fags and all that. So crazy to think about because that would never happen now in college. Like, and it was just like, oh yeah, this is crazy. No one thought anything of it. You know, it was 2006, I want to say.
Hummingbird Rog says, I was told for years that one person wasn't going to make a difference. I loved how this is proving that theory wrong. Yeah, that's the main thing that I would just keep kind of going back to on a personal level. Like, just the impact that one person can have is pretty beautiful and inspiring. Here, let's watch this this Rubio clip.
One of the things he wants us to take away from this, from all of this, is the following. His deep belief that we were all created, every single one of us, before the beginning of time, by the hands of the God of the universe, an all-powerful God, who loved us and created us for the purpose of living with him in eternity. But then sin entered the world and separated us from our Creator. And so God took on the form of a man and came down and lived among us. And he suffered like men. And he died like a man. But on the third day, he rose unlike any mortal man. And to prove any doubters wrong, he ate with his disciples so they could see, and they touched his wounds. He didn't rise as a ghost or as a spirit, but as flesh. And then he rose to the heaven, but he promised he would return. And he will. And when he returns, because he took on that death, because he carried that cross, we were freed from the sin that separated us from him. And when he returns, there will be a new heaven and a new earth, and we will all be together, and we are going to have a great reunion there again with Charlie and all the people we love. Thank you, and God bless you.
Well, that's the gospel right there, but I am assuming that's not the clip you were thinking of.
No, I guess that's not the whole speech. I thought they had posted the whole speech, but I was actually watching the live when I did it. You saw that Elon and Trump were buddied up.
Yes.
As well. Yeah, right there. As soon as I said it, there it is. But you can see there's two different clips. One's shorter, one's longer. It looks like they talked from the sounds of the clip, like the music in the background that's playing. It sounds like they were talking for a while, so that's kind of cool. And then they kind of shake hands and he leaves.
Yeah. So what do you think, Joe? We went through this back when the drama was happening. I think me and Adrian are both thinking that it's a fake feud, right? So,
I 100% thought that.
Okay. But it is good to have Elon back. I'm glad to see Elon out there in solidarity, uniting. This is a big unification for the right, which has been great, even though you have Thomas Massey out there tweeting, release the Epstein files, quote tweeting like some sort of Charlie Kirk memorial thing and saying, release the Epstein files. It seems a little
Can we just call Thomas Massey a libtard? Like, the fuck is this man
100%.
doing? He's only grandstanding. I get it, more principles. I got it. But focusing this hard on the Epstein file, he wasn't doing that at all during Biden. In fact, nobody was. So for him to grandstand, it's like, oh, I'm the lone guy. I'm the guy that you should trust because I'm just trying to go along with what the Democrats want at this point. And granted, I do want the Epstein files released. But politically, we're just talking the real politique of it.
Yeah.
He's like a fucking leftist.
Yeah.
100. I think he is. I really do. I don't trust that dude.
Well, everybody's always so impressed with him sticking to his principles. He's like the most principled, they'll say he's the most principled, and in some ways he is the most consistent voter. But
No.
it's like him jumping on all these political situations and stuff. It really made me lose a lot of respect for him because, if you're really principled and you're above it all, then you should be above cheap political stunts and stuff like that. When you see him and Marjorie Taylor Greene out there with the alleged victims of Epstein, and then you have signs right behind him that says Trump is a pedo and stuff like that. Oh yeah, you're the principled one. You're the one we're supposed to be listening to. I don't know.
He actually is not principled. He has only been a fiscal conservative when Trump was in office. He voted under Biden. He voted for a spending bill, and also under Obama. A bunch of people, including me, exposed that. He's a total fraud. I have no respect for him. Neither do the people in his district. if you look up his like his popularity in his district, he's not going to win again.
Yeah,
So,
and Trump is putting a bunch of money towards his primarying him, isn't that right?
I think so.
Yeah, that is strange. It seems like we never heard pushback on Obama and Biden's spending bills. But every time Trump was in, it was always like a big headline and multiple Republicans and obviously Democrats standing up against it.
Yeah.
And
I wonder
also,
why.
I don't know if you guys saw the tweet from Ron Paul, or he was on his show saying about how wrong it is and dangerous a precedent to cancel people for their comments. And I'm just like, dude, you are so out of touch with where we're at right now. Like,
Mhm.
it's just tone deaf. The libertarians just look horrible.
I'm just blown away. I feel like in Hollywood, Kimmel must have been like King Pedo or something, because I like they didn't even like there was the outrage for what's his name, Colbert wasn't even to this degree. And literally that ABC was just looking for an out for Kimmel because he's not making any money for them and they're spending money. Like it blows my mind. It's really weird to me that all of a sudden Kimmel's like the most popular. Why weren't you watching his freaking show then?
Yeah.
If he's that great, where was your support before they decided to fire him? Why weren't you watching his show? You know what I mean? Like, what are you talking about? Something's off there to me.
I don't know if you know this, Joe, but all of our First Amendment rights are being violated because we don't have talk shows on network TV, okay? What kind of fucking retarded bullshit is this to say that this is like an attack on the First Amendment? The dude can go on YouTube. You can be Don Lemon. He doesn't have to be this $16 million a year waste of money.
They could literally, aside from who they already have at late night. I mean, the lowest rated one. What the hell's that guy's name? Jimmy Fallon, I think, is of the three big ones, the lowest rated one. And apparently there's other ones because I keep seeing headlines. This talk show host said, this late night host said this or that. And I'm like, who the hell is that guy? Seth Meyers. I'm like, who's that? I don't even know what channel is this guy on. Like, nobody knows any of these people. And they're like, why did they fire him? Well, we can't spend money on shows that aren't making money. That's how that works. That's how businesses work. By the way, I just wanted to point out they're trying to blame the mess after the memorial on Trump supporters and literally showing the counter protesters spot. The older millennial just
are you
that.
kidding?
No, it's on the older millennials page.
Wow.
I'll send the link to the private thing there, and you guys can. I'll show you. I don't know if links work in that thing.
Possibly.
Let's see. Let's try it. But yeah, I'm laughing. You can clearly see that's where they were. Yeah, it works. It's hyper.
Is it this text one?
No, it's a picture of the actual scene that some liberal is sharing, named Joel Montfort. It's in the chat. Our private one for moderation.
Oh, I said we have a group chat for the show, and I was mentioning, why aren't there hats that say we are all Melissa Hortman, the other person who actually got killed, instead of an out of over the hill TV show host?
Yeah.
And I mean, to be honest, I think the reason you haven't heard about Melissa Hortman is that the guy that did it said Tim Walz told him to do it. So
right.
Probably a big reason why they didn't run with that narrative, because then it'd be like, wait, what? And for the record, I don't necessarily think that's the case. I think the guy might be psychotic or an op of some sort, but he did kill the one Democrat who voted with the Republicans. So that seems a little strange that it was because she was a Democrat, but I digress.
I mean, I don't know what you guys are talking about. Jimmy Kimmel is a martyr for free speech. He's a beacon of free speech. He's never advocated for censoring anyone ever.
There's so many examples of him doing that. I know. It's so funny. And people have been posting it under other people's posts. I've seen it over and over. I'm like, you guys are so stupid. And they were so mad that Ron DeSantis wanted to go after Disney for grooming kids and all their content. And now they're like boycotting Disney. And we're all like, I've seen a handful of right-wingers be like, support Disney now. And I'm like, what are you doing? No, they're still the same company. No, we support the less boycott. We don't support Disney. The hell? Like, this is our time right now. Don't do that. It's just like, come on, guys. Like, no. Just funny.
Yeah,
I don't
maybe
know.
maybe Elon will wait for the stock price to drop and buy Disney. That'd be
Right.
great if they're already saying fuck Disney. Then we can go back. If
Yeah, then
Like, it'd be nice.
Imagine
Ricky
how awesome.
Gervais can take over Jimmy Kimmel's spot at that
oh,
point.
right,
Well, how many
And we can have
Bird Dog says we'd be a better fit for Kimmel's slot?
Yeah, that too.
Oh, could you imagine the meltdown if they put somebody right wing in his place? Or even, by
Well, you
right
got
wing, it could just be a
one.
moderate person.
Right.
You know who
Right.
would be a good person for it would be like Rob Schneider.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I do think Ricky Gervais would be great as well.
Yeah.
But
Gervais as well, yeah.
I was trying to think of others. Rob would be perfect.
Yeah, who else would be good?
I'm trying to think of just kill Tony guests.
Just anybody who's ever been
Or
on
just-
Kill Tony would be
or just
better
kill
than
Tony.
Kimmel.
There'd be so
Shane
many
Gillis
offended
and
people.
Rob Schneider.
Yeah, Gilly. Yeah,
Karen
Gilly.
Jones.
Karen Jones.
She would never interview though. It would just be
You know what would
Karen
be
Jones.
hilarious is because they already took him off the air. Wouldn't it be funny if one night it just comes on as the Late Show with no name and it's just Trump sitting at the desk?
Yes.
Oh, could you
Yeah.
imagine? Because that's nighttime. That's when these libs, the few that actually watch it, are watching it right
Yeah.
before bed. They would not sleep the entire night.
Yeah.
They'd be so angry. It'd be so funny.
I'd rather at this point have it be the Jimmy Kimmel Show with Donald Trump.
That'd be funny. And then Elon running Marvel would be probably the best thing if Elon took over Disney.
Oh yeah. That'd be
I
sweet.
mean, we'd actually get Marvel back.
And Star Wars.
Yeah, Star Wars. Oh, they totally ruined some stuff.
Getting some compliments in the chat. I like it.
Yeah.
Cheers to Hummingbird.
Yeah, we got 10 watching on Rumble.
Oh, nice. Yeah, it doesn't show Rumble on mine.
Oh, I'm looking on my phone.
Okay.
I don't know how this shit works, man. I'm gonna be honest.
Mhm.
I forgot how this works. I haven't used it in a while.
Well, things are working. Karen Jones is on the ground over there. I sent her a link. I told her, hey, if you want to do some live streaming or if you want to go to talk to people, I sent her a link so she can get on her phone. So she might pop in here. She's actually really good at that. She was correspondent, like on the ground reporting for Joke World. Not sure if you guys have heard of Joke World. It's kind of like a news about the comedy world, but they have a huge following. So yeah, I was hoping she would do some on the ground reporting, but we'll see.
Yeah, that'd be sweet.
Yeah, the Donald Trump show in place of Jimmy Kimmel. Oh, come on. Well, Elon's razor says the most entertaining outcome is the most likely. So
Right.
maybe after he's done, maybe 2028, but I don't know. Maybe he might just hang out in the Oval Office for a little bit longer. So, but
What
after
about-
he's done, let's get him a show.
What about
Yeah.
Stephen Miller?
Miller time.
Oh, that'd be, dude. He's brutal, though. I don't know if you can handle him.
I want him to like Secretary of State or something or Vance. Just
Sorry, you're breaking up there.
what? Oh, I was going to say, what's the position with the most power that we can give Stephen Miller? Let's just give him that job.
I know. I love that guy so much, dude. He's awesome. I wish you could get him on the show.
Oh yeah, that would be amazing. Yeah, I don't know. Destiny seems to think that he's a Nazi.
Well, yeah. I mean, I can see that because he has common sense.
Yeah, right.
That's literally the stipulation.
They said, okay, we hate common sense so much. Let's just label common sense Nazi. Oh,
Yeah.
Joe, here, let's get Joe back. What's up?
I accidentally clicked login. My bad.
Oh, no worries.
Well, if you don't
Hummingbird.
want your daughter to shower with a random naked man in a locker room, you're basically Hitler. So
Yeah.
True.
So what's this clip? Should I play? Or it's just a.
Yeah, I just thought it was funny that they're trying to say that the protester area is the mess that the Trump people left. Like, no, that's what they do.
Oh, geez. Well, I'm actually glad to see that there wasn't a lot of protesters there. I think that's a good thing.
Yeah, I mean, I was shocked that there wasn't more because I guess maybe they didn't have funding for today. Maybe they're saving up for something bigger. I don't know.
Or they just knew that it was going to be such a bad look to show up and protest a damn funeral.
I mean, maybe funding cooled off really fast once Trump declared Antifa a domestic or a terrorist organization.
Good point. Good point.
That's how it's the people that actually just went out on their own time this time.
It really seemed like it. I didn't see any like signs that were professional with the little print from whatever
Right.
org paid for it or anything. It was all just like serial killer writing on a cardboard box side, you know.
Hummingbird says, call them Nazi back. They don't have a good argument for coming back. And, I do it all the time because I actually think that the Nazis were leftists. And I mention it all the time. And nothing triggers them quite like telling them that the Nazis were actually leftists. Oh, they lose it. So, yeah, call them a Nazi back.
Yeah, they melt no matter what you say, really, though.
That's
Yeah.
true.
You can just be like, yeah, well, the sky's blue. And they'll frickin' melt and start going off about how Hitler this and Trump that. And it's like, bro, you guys, I think it's just a mental problem at this point. Possession and a mental problem or both or whatever, but it's absolutely insane.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's projection to its highest level the last like 4 or 5 years, it seems.
Adrian's trying to join. It says to choose your mic, and then I can add you to the stage. Well, yeah, I mean, this is, man, it's such a duality because there's a lot of hope, and seeing all those people show up, seeing all those people that are like Scott Pressler was at the event, you know, registering voters, you know, and then also the whole martyr type situation, you know, it's like you kill the man and they always come back. And you kill the man who tells the truth and it never works out for them. And they always, their message gets amplified. But at the same time, it's just still just kind of surreal and hard to even like wrap your head around it. Like, why the hell did it have to come to this? This violence. It's like you've been talking about, Joe. Like, we're in a civil war, damn it. And
I wish people would wake up to that.
Yeah, it's no longer really a cold civil war at this point. You know, but I do fear that they're just going to put the guy to death and then nothing else is going to happen. Right? So like we're not going to get any actual change. You know, like they're not actually going to go after Soros. They're not going to put anybody in jail. That's why I'm always so like pleased or like optimistic and excited and white pilling is because if they do anything, I'm happy about it. So even the littlest things of getting some deportations, getting some tariffs, renegotiating stuff, closing that border, you know, I want more, but I can't help but because I don't expect anything essentially.
Right.
So are we going to see, what do you think, Silas? Are we going to see more arrests and such?
I mean, both sides know not to waste like this type of opportunity for pushing things forward. So I'm just hoping it's not on speech in the wrong way. Because Pam Bondi, obviously we talked about it last time, but the way she was speaking, it was just not in line with the majority of MAGA.
Yeah. Did you see, Silas, the posts, the truth posts that Trump made about Bondi?
No.
Okay, here, let me find it real quick. So here's one of them. It says, this is from Donald Trump on Truth. Pam, I have reviewed over 30 statements and posts saying that essentially same old story as last time. All talk, no action. Nothing is being done. What about Comey, Adam, Shifty Shift, Letitia? Question mark, question mark. They're all guilty as hell, but nothing going to be done. Then we almost put a Democrat-supported U.S. attorney in Virginia with a really bad Republican past. A woke rhino who was never going to do his job. That's why two of the worst Dem senators pushed him so hard. He even lied to the media and said he quit and that we had no case. No, I fired him, and there is a great case. And many lawyers and legal pundits say so. Lindsay Halligan is a really good lawyer and likes you a lot. We can't delay any longer. It's killing our reputation and credibility. They impeached me twice and indicted me 5 times over nothing. Justice must be served now! Exclamation! President DJT. So he's calling her out on Truth there. What do you make of it?
Yeah, I mean, I've never trusted Bondi out of all of his appointees. She's the lowest on the totem pole, in my opinion. And I do think she's part of the deep state, just from her history and, you know, and then just my intuition, like the way she acts and all that. But I hope there's action, because there's so much more. Like, as they're finally prosecuting those people, there's so many more people that still need to be brought to justice that's within that network or tied to it and funding or whatever it might be.
Or is this a way for him? I've always felt like Bondi was there to kind of stifle things for Trump and give Trump an out, to blame it on her. So basically like a pawn sacrifice or some sort of chess piece to sacrifice.
Could be one of his deals he made with the deep state of, yeah, I'll put Bondi in, but she's going to be the sacrificial lamb on all these investigations. And then that clears him, kind of like the Elon Trump game that cleared Elon of the leftist hate pretty quick. So they know so much about human psychology and mass psychology that I'm sure they have plans that help kind of unite everyone in the long term, but it looks weird at first.
So,
well, can we sacrifice her already? Do the sacrificial
I know, right?
metaphoric, of course. I don't
next weekend.
Like her not.
Next weekend, Adrian.
You know who I like? You know who I'd love to see as Attorney General is Eric Schmidt, the senator from Missouri. I like that guy a lot. He was Attorney General of Missouri. I listened to a podcast with him and Tucker, and he's definitely more in line with where things need to go, in my opinion, than Bondi. And I think he's a lot more competent. Bondi, he just sometimes she just says things, and it's like she's not. I mean, she's kind of living up to that airhead stereotype a little bit.
She's part of the acting agency. I think Trump refers to it a few times throughout his political career. I forget which agency, but there's like a few political characters that he mentions a freaking acting agency, and they're just acting. They're not actually
central casting.
Oh yeah.
Well, and I'm the only one that's gonna everybody's gonna be like, you're an idiot, but I don't think she's that bad. The people she's picked underneath of her, near 100% sus rate at the SCOTUS level. She's busting drugs. She's busting traffickers. She's doing all this. And honestly, I don't think that post was about Bondi. I think it was about the people that were making all the posts. I think he was teasing the influencers, because right after that post, if you go to his Truth Social, he's like, Bondi's doing a great job, actually, and goes on and praises everything she's done. If you remember earlier this year when he was like, we don't need you, to all these dumb influencers who take money to spread messages, they all melted. But I actually made a post on my Telegram that kind of points out how these people operate. They literally have people. One's called Conservative Inc. behind the scenes that they'll be like, "Here's your talking points for the day. They pay this much. If just put it out there, and we'll pay you for each post." So I've noticed that they really go after Bondi, and that X follows these guys, so X goes after Bondi. But we're ignoring the fact, like all the bust that has happened that she's prosecuted. We're ignoring all that, all the like tremendous, like way better than the AG picked the first time. Let's be real. And at the same time, I think he was just trolling these people because everybody knows that well, not everybody apparently, but a lot of people understand that these people only exist through the extra money they get, not just X revenue through these dark groups. Like I think I said it on the last show when I was on with you guys. Do you remember when they all got busted pushing narratives for Big Soda about even Silk from Diamond and Silk got caught up in it about how it should be on EBT and all that.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and then they got caught just a couple of weeks ago pushing narratives for India when Trump was doing the whole India thing because the president of India or whatever showed up with Putin and Z, and Trump said some things, and they got caught doing that. A few of them. One of them was that Aesthetica account got caught. A couple others, I can't remember who. But that's how that works behind the scenes. Once you get a big enough following, you'll get somebody to reach out to you, and that's where you test yourself. Like, are you about money or are you about pushing being yourself? So once you get a big enough following, these people will reach out to you and they'll be like, do you want to make extra money? This is what we do. You get a website you go to. All these influencers do it on the left too. They've been caught too, but the right only seems to notice when it's the left. And this is what's killing me. It's like you got people like us that are just little guys that are just trying to be ourselves. Like I would never sell out to one of those people to get paid to post or say something. But then they also, like these guys that you see that push things on their show in the middle of their show where they're selling you something. There's these websites, you can look it up right now, that you can just be it's called influencer campaigns or whatever. There's all kinds of websites you can go and they'll pay you whatever to push it on your show, depending on how big your audience is and stuff, advertisements and so on. That's the out front stuff. The other stuff is like Conservative Inc. in the back. And I guess my long point is that I don't trust it. Whenever I see a shift of a narrative, almost cookie cutter posts from all these big names on X, except they just changed the words around so it sounds slightly different. I'm like, okay, somebody paid to have this happen, and I don't follow that trend. And that's why I don't hate Bondi, because I can see that she's doing her best. And I agree. I can't remember who said it now, but she does need somebody for messaging hardcore. She says things wrong a lot, phrases it wrong, and then that pisses people off. And it's like, okay, she needs a helper in that department. Trump, that would be he needs to do that for her.
So 5 minutes later, Trump truths out. Pam Bondi is doing great job as Attorney General of the United States. She is very careful, very smart, loves our country, but needs a tough prosecutor in the Eastern District of Virginia, like my recommendation, Lindsay Halligan. To get things moving, what we don't need is a Democrat-endorsed Republican. I will be nominating Lindsay Halligan to be the United States Attorney in this very important part of our great country. She will be fair, smart, and will provide desperately needed justice for all. So I guess Trump is going out and saying, well, Bondi's actually doing a great job. She's just missing an important tool. And so he's saying putting Lindsay Halligan in there is going to help save Bondi, I guess.
For people that don't know, I just sent a link to you in the backstage, whatever, about who she is. If you want to look at that really quick, she's literally an insurance lawyer.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah, I've never heard of her. That's why I'm like, why is he so gung ho? But she's from Florida, so he must know her better than we do, is what I'm guessing.
Mm-hmm.
That link, that link I sent, we can get into that later. That's I just wanted to.
Okay.
You posted it now, yeah.
But now I want to see what that is, though.
Whoa.
No, you don't.
Lindsay Halligan.
God, if that's Lindsay Halligan, what is Trump doing? I mean, if you want a quick aside here, we can save it for after this.
So this is the one you sent, Joe.
Yeah,
right?
just so that people know who she is, because I was like, "What? She's an insurance lawyer?"
Oh, she's from Regis. Interesting. That's in Denver.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
Lindsay Halligan's education and career: How a Florida insurance lawyer from Regis University became Trump's U.S. attorney nominee. Interesting. Okay.
Trump always picks beautiful and handsome people.
Yeah.
He loves saying like the word hot right now.
Yeah.
I'm not supposed to say it, but she's
Is,
I'm gonna get canceled.
are attractive people Trump's DEI? Is that what we're saying right now?
Yep,
Probably. I do.
for sure.
Let's be real though. Why is an insurance lawyer in charge of an entire district for I guess I don't know what insurance. I kind of know what insurance lawyers do, but like, does that make sense to you though?
Not right off.
Maybe she's done some other like trial lawyer type trials and stuff like that, or I don't know. I mean, sometimes attorneys do move around from different sectors of the industry, or it's just because she's kind of hot.
I'm gonna go with that part.
That part, yes.
He forgot he made like a deal with someone like 10 years ago.
Might
Yeah,
He's
he was
like,
supposed to put Lindsay
hey,
in
my
third
wife
term.
is about to retire. I think she'd be perfect for that attorney role.
I mean, I
That's
do
true.
to some extent believe in. I mean, physiognomy. The concept of physiognomy, like people look like what their character is in a certain way.
Yeah, for sure.
Like if somebody that's why you see so many of those leftists that look like witches and ghouls, and it turns out they are into witchcraft. I actually read an interesting book on witchcraft and feminism by this guy Ed Dutton. He's a researcher in England. He goes into all that. Not to dive too much into a different subject, but I do notice that a lot of the people that are in these videos look like how they act, So I guess in that way, maybe like with Hedgeth compared to who was the guy Lloyd Austin who was like missing for a couple months and people thought he might be dead, and then you have a very then you have a guy, and I think he was just military industrial complex. I'm not sure what his service entailed. And then Obama had in there, who was it? The CIA director at some point. They switched. Do you remember that back during Obama, Petraeus and what was that guy's name? They just switched the Defense Department and the CIA. Like they just switched positions. But anyway, I digress.
Yeah, I've always thought that believing evil things, like actually over the years, makes you uglier. And it reminds me of like Star Wars. I'm not sure if you guys are like big Star Wars people, but you have the Emperor who's like filled with darkness and evil, and then he ends up becoming very ugly and disfigured, and it's kind of
just like Hillary, yeah.
Or Soros. I mean, he looks like the Emperor.
Either one. Well, I mean, Hillary looks like Soros too, though. Like they're all just becoming each other. It's like, what in the hell is happening right now?
It's like how owners start looking like their dogs.
Or gay couples start looking like each other,
Lesbian couples too.
Yeah, yeah. Well, that's the whole banner.
The whole banner. Oh, what are we
the non-binaries? I don't know. That's another. I look like my Fury now. Shut up.
Well, here's Lloyd Austin. Not the most hideous looking guy in the world, but
you should show the picture of him with the mask and the face shield.
Oh yeah.
Okay,
Well,
so that's
crazy.
the guy. Now I know who you're talking. That's the guy who ended up with something was wrong with him, and he just
he had like
under the
cancer,
knife and nobody said anything. It was like, you didn't see the big deal. What's the big deal?
Like, I don't think he reported it or something. Was the story, or maybe they like what it was. Why did you even need to do that? You know what I mean? Like, we're trying to save face this much. Like, the guy can't have a medical issue, or it's just straight up incompetence. That's kind of what it sounded like to me. Like he just, oh, sorry, I forgot to tell you I have cancer. That's how they tried to play it off anyway. It was so bizarre. But I mean,
So, I mean,
I like
let's-
Hegseth. Hegseth has his flaws, but I think generally, like, you know, Trump knows marketing. He knows image. Like, you want an agile, like a guy who can speak to the troops also, not just for like, this is just my political appointee, like for morale. I think Trump understands that, and more people are considering getting back into the military as a result. And you can debate the value of that, but you know, ICE is booming. I think with how much they're paying people with bonuses, and I mean, people feeling like, you know, if you're going to serve your country, and we believe in mass deportation, like, yeah, and you're getting you're getting us where we need to be. So that. But Newsom just passed that law today, or when was it, Friday, where he's going to ban federal officers from wearing masks, which he can't do.
yeah, no,
He,
not
he,
at all.
he can't enforce that. But somebody pointed out that they're almost he's almost agitating a response with local police and the feds. Like like, do you think the local police are actually going to go up to the ICE guys like, "Hey, man, you can't wear that mask"? And
Right.
I can't get over the image of literally 3 years ago when they were doing that for not wearing a mask. I mean, what kind of clown world crazy town are we in right now?
Well, keep in mind too, man. California just declared that you need to start wearing masks again because there's a COVID outbreak like last month. Remember? And so I'm sitting here, I'm like, wait, so everybody needs to wear a mask but ICE. They need to catch COVID.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, literally. And then he says that Kid Rock can't play in California anymore, which he can't do that either. So it's like,
Okay.
what are you doing, dude?
Dude, this is
yesterday too.
if I produce comedy sketches right now, I do an ICE raid at a hospital in California, and they're like, "Don't wear a mask. Wear a mask. Don't wear it." It's like bureaucratic hellhole we just stepped into here.
Kitty said we've seen that happen in cartoons and movies. Like it literally is. It's just ridiculous. I agree. It's what would you call this even? It's not even satire at this point. It's beyond that. It's
I mean, it's like Monty Python level, you know?
Like
Yeah, it
it's,
is.
yeah.
Have you ever seen Brazil, the movie?
Yeah.
Where it's like this, you know, the totalitarian, bureaucratic, like comically bureaucratic. I think it's by what's his face? He was in Monty Python. Trying to remember his name. Terry Gilliam.
Yeah, I think he had something to do with it. That was a good movie, actually. I haven't seen.
This is a really good movie.
Download it.
I should rewatch that actually.
I think I'm going to download it.
Yeah,
Right.
We're on a kick of rewatching old movies now because there's no good movies coming out.
God, I know.
Okay, I'm a big horror guy. I actually saw one that was decent. It was called Marshmallow. If you ever want to check out it,
Cool.
It was different enough that I was like, man, that was good. And then I just watched one the other night too, but now I can't remember the name of it. So
yeah, I mean, there is still really good independent films usually, and then I would like the only blockbuster that I've really been excited to go to the movie theater is Dune. That's the only one where I've been like, oh, I'm super stoked for this. I love that director.
Dennis
but yeah,
Villanueva.
I mean, you think Dennis, yeah, is that how you say it? Villeneuve.
well, and then there's the other issue is that, like, for me, and people say I'm nuts for this, but like, I can't watch movies with people that I know have been completely vile against Trump and me as well as a Trump supporter and stuff, because that's in your head when you're watching. That's all I can see when I'm watching it. I think it might just be me, but I just like, what's his name? The guy that has to wear lifts. What's his name? Robert De Niro. I can't watch shit with him in it anymore. I just want to punch the TV, you know?
Yeah.
Like, that's probably not normal, but that's just how I feel.
No, I
No.
feel the exact same.
Yeah, I have trouble watching the Cosby Show.
Yeah, that's a
Cosby
real
didn't
hard
do it.
I
one.
used
To
to
do.
love it. Used to love
He's
it.
the wholesome dad, and he's like the ultimate rapist. Yeah, this is.
Just wow. Yeah.
So I get it, but
Now,
yeah,
fun fact: when Pee Wee got caught in that theater doing his thing, I was right up the street visiting my grandparents as a kid, watching Pee Wee,
wow.
and then the news came out afterwards and started talking about. I'm not even kidding. And my dad, he was just the type of dude. He had to go drive past that theater. That's where he did it. I'm like, Dad, what the hell are we doing? It was so funny, but he got ostracized for that too. And I'm sitting here, I'm like, these people are talking about killing a whole segment of the population, and they're still in shows. Like, how's that work exactly?
Yeah, like Jimmy Kimmel saying that about the unvaccinated. Like, well, guess you got to go home, Wheezy, or whatever it was he said. What I loved about that line that he said is he's like, vaccinated person having a heart attack, come right this way. And I'm just like, well, why is that happening?
Disgusting.
Because he got the business. But yeah, and to have the gall to be like, oh, this is you're literally, you said on TV people shouldn't be allowed to get medical care. You're basically saying kill them.
Yeah, Hummingbird Dog says it's music too. Yeah, I agree to that too, man. There's a few people I can't listen to anymore.
Yeah,
Um,
Rage Against the
Oh,
Machine
man.
used to be awesome, but
Well,
Green Day.
yeah. Now it's Rage for the Machine, like everybody says, and then who's the other one? Maynard James Keenan from Tool and stuff. Like he's gone off the rails, unfortunately.
Oh, on Trump, really?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, he's a
He
big
used to be
lib
like
for
pro
sure.
2A. He probably still is for himself, but like he just like in Florida when they passed the "Don't Say Gay" law, which is not what it was, but he did a concert down there for I think a Perfect Circle, and he dressed as a cross-dressed woman or whatever to protest. I'm like, bro, what are you doing? Go make wine and stay. Be normal on stage. That's all you need to do. Go back to Arizona, make your wine, maybe drink a few, and like just stick to just not being a douchebag at this point. But he didn't like Hillary either. Let's be real. He said it.
I'm not a Tool guy. I really am not. I feel like their music is a little dark, a little slightly demonic or something like that. It's just not my thing. I
Their
think that
first
they're
album
talented
was.
or whatever, but
yeah, with bands like that, I still like the music itself because it's
Mhm.
unique, but
Mhm.
then the lyrics will turn me off sometimes.
Oh, you know who I really can't stand is Neil Young. After all that, I was a huge Neil Young fan. I cannot listen to his music anymore.
Him and
It's-
Eddie Vedder, I swear, they probably make out after every concert.
Yeah,
Canadians, man.
Yeah.
Is Eddie Vedder Canadian as well?
I think so.
May as
Is
well
it Pearl
be
Jam?
at this point.
Is-
Yeah.
Yeah.
If not, he's from Seattle. Is basically Canadian. So
Oh, have you guys heard of?
Guar came out, and I meant to tell you guys, I said it on my show, since we're on the topic real quick, sorry, but I just want to get it out of my head before I forget. They decapitated Elon, a fake Elon, and then they killed Trump on stage. Just
Wow.
putting that out there. During all that's
Who
happening
did?
right now.
Guar?
Yeah, they're not relevant anymore.
No.
I don't think they really were. I mean, when you have to have giant puppets and shit on stage, probably your music sucks. You just,
hmm
you know what I mean? Sorry, go back. I'm sorry. I just want to get that out there.
yeah, it's just a horror show concert. Yeah.
I would like to issue a formal apology, a public formal apology to Eddie Vedder. I said that he's Canadian. He's actually not. He's American. I mean,
Wears the flannel and looks Canadian and believes in gun control, so he's basically Canadian.
yeah. So everybody will understand at least where I got the crazy idea.
Yeah.
What were you saying, Silas, before?
Oh, have you guys heard of this George Strait conspiracy that people are researching murders and deaths, and they happen to align with his tours and like the timing of it when he's around that town?
Are you talking about the it's not George Strait, isn't it Garth Brooks?
Oh, Brooks, yes.
Yes.
Sorry, Mr. Strait.
A formal public apology.
Yes.
The
We'll do a
lawyers
whole.
have to make us read this really quick.
Yes.
We're now the View.
That's right, though. Garth Brooks. So, I think it was Tom Segura who was kind of talking about it. How like, yeah, you were saying that there's strange murders or disappearances of people that coincide with all of his tour dates and locations.
Yes. And it all started with his first big break. He bought some land, I believe, somewhere near Tennessee or in Tennessee. And after he bought that property, the disappearances went up like, I don't know, a pretty substantial amount, like 20% over
Well,
the.
Garth
I think he was
Brooks
endorsing Democrats too, so he was maybe just compromised.
Oh yeah, he's a big old lefty.
I'm not a country dude. I grew up in a small town where country was big and saw some things that I didn't like. Just that they felt that they had to act that way. It was the 90s, act a certain way because they listened to country. There was a couple of kids from the next town up the road who were pretty much the only kids other than one or two other kids that weren't white, and the cowboy hat dude, I can't think of his name. They kicked the crap out of the brother. They were just two nerdy kids just because somebody kept calling in bomb threats at this other school up the road. At this next town up the road, their parents were like, "That we're done. You need an education. You're going here," and shit. Like, I just never been a big fan of country. It was like rap, then it was alternative. It's like I kind of eased into alternative. You know, I sent you a link about that Garth Brooks. It's crazy from Distractify. He's talking about the internet seems to really believe that Garth Brooks could be a murderer. Is the title.
It's not him in particular, but someone that's like close to him and traveling with him on all those tours.
I mean, if you're a serial killer, being a roadie would be perfect, right?
Yeah, but Garth would have to know about it, I think, if it is true.
Are they unsolved murders then?
Yeah, a lot of them.
Oh.
Or the ones that have the case closed, it's kind of like that's what they think. It's not like solid, you know.
I see.
My friend just texted me laughing about this, what we're talking about right now.
This is the serious issues.
Yes.
We are uncovering the truth right now.
People are tuning in, and it says Charlie Kirk's Memorial, and we're like, have you heard about this Garth Brooks thing?
It's connected.
No, but okay, so we have ADD. Whatever. I might do a show on this.
Yes.
Next was in the trans Tifa Terra cell. Okay, we're connecting it. We're getting there.
Oh, it's connected in some way.
Dude, there's articles. Shocking question: is Garth Brooks a serial killer? Like, I'm dying over here. What? You just opened my world up to a whole new thing that I could do a show on one day.
Do it.
I think I might. I do these little weird.
Well, if you, a book I really recommend reading is "Weird Scenes Inside the Canyon." You ever heard of that?
Mm-mm.
It's by Dave McGowan. No, but it's about the music industry and just weird. If you're just wanting to cover like stuff related to music. Weird Scenes Inside the Canyon. It's all about how Laurel Canyon in the 60s with the Byrds and the Doors and Crosby, Stills, and Nash were all connected. Like their dads were all in intelligence, and Jim Morrison's dad was the guy at the helm of the Gulf of Tonkin incident of that ship, which is very strange. But there's a lot of they kind of go into with the Beach Boys and Manson and where they were. A lot of the recordings took place, and Laurel Canyon was right near a military facility. I forget the name, but very shady stuff. Who I think Jared Leto owns that now. He owns that building, which is also very strange.
That guy gives me the creeps, man. Sometimes I just have to go on my gut here. That guy's giving me the fucking creeps.
Yeah.
Hummingbird said maybe Garth is in it for adrenochrome.
Ding, ding, ding.
Yeah, I don't know my bell, but we could ring that.
If they can correlate it that it, is a lot of children maybe or younger people. But
now I can't do this right now. We're on a live, but I'm gonna be digging into this. I promise.
Should.
I think I'm gonna bookmark this search I just did.
weird scenes inside the canyon. I'm sure there's a connection to like L. Ron Hubbard and Jack Parsons. This is probably just one of the other psyops that was going on during that time.
Well, I think Led Zeppelin recorded in Aleister Crowley's house for Led Zeppelin 4, I want to say.
Mm-hmm. I can't listen to. I loved Led Zeppelin. I just can't listen to him anymore. Kind of like what you were saying, Joe. Like I can't watch a movie with Robert De Niro anymore. And I totally agree. Like I'm not gonna watch Killers of the Flower Moon with Leonardo DiCaprio, the climate hypocrite, and Robert De Niro about how mean the people were in the Old West to Native Americans. Like there's just I can't even watch it. But what band were Led Zeppelin? It's like I can't even listen to Led Zeppelin anymore. It sounds kind of like they're summoning demons.
If you play it backwards, you might. That's what I heard.
Yeah.
I actually have one of their records over here somewhere. But yeah, I don't know, man. Like I listen to a lot of synthwave now because of that. That's my thing is synthwave. There's a few of them that have gotten political, but not like themselves. Like the Midnight did a live, and some guy. I think they use extra people for like the extra instruments and stuff. That seems like it's just a three guy band, but then they've got saxophones and stuff in their music. So they hire people, and this guy jumps down with the saxophone. And my wife likes him too. And he jumps down. He's got this big Black Lives Matter shirt on. And my wife sees me shake my head, looks up at the screen. She's like, "Oh, Black Lives Matter!" Every time that song comes on, she does that shit to me. I'm like, "Shut up!" It's not their guy. It's not part of the band. But yeah,
you guys a fan of the Smiths at all, Morrissey?
Oh yeah,
he was targeted. I mean, he's kind of been canceled a few times because he spoke out against migration stuff in England, and he was canceled 2 gigs in the U.S. just like this week. I want to say,
really?
Because of death threats.
Wow. A Hummingbird here is coming in hot and crushing it with some of these comments. He just said Satanism is the connection, and that's kind of what I've been saying. Like, everybody wants to blame the Jews, or everybody wants to blame the commies, or everybody wants to blame the T's. And really what it is the Satanists that have infiltrated the industries. So the music industry, Hollywood, the colleges, and governments, foreign governments. I really think Satanism is the connection. That's a W.
My friend texted me, somebody brought something up, and she said, Lookout Mountain was the name of the facility somebody was referencing and couldn't remember the name of.
Yeah, yes, that's right. Yep. It was a weird thing. I was trying to think of something else too with artists. So I'll think of it.
Well, I don't know. I mean, if you ask, what's his name? Who's the guy that made the Heil Hitler song?
Kanye West.
If you ask him, he says the Jews are connected to all that, and that so are all these other producers. So, I mean, and the minute he started saying that shit, everybody said he was crazy. And then I don't know, but I look at it like this. I think there's a lot of people that hide behind a lot of different religions who aren't necessarily that religion. Like, what's the Weasley guy that wouldn't let people into his church during the flood? The Olstein guy. He was hanging out with that rapper that had the Satan blood shoes, shaking hands, like
Lil
arms
Nas
around
X.
Yeah, I mean, bro, I get Lil Nas now claims he's Christian now, but these are all connections. Like it's everything. It's infected everything. Satanism, and like I said last time I was on, man, you don't have to be religious to understand when you invoke that kind of darkness, whether you believe in it or not, something's going to happen. It is what it is. You don't have to believe in demons, but that's going to invoke some kind of darkness, especially the things that they do in the name of it. Mm-hmm. If that makes sense. Mm-hmm. It's just crazy. Yeah. Silas said he'll be back in a minute here.
Well, It seems so. The creative industry seemed to have been infiltrated. I think that Satan kind of came on the scene, or has been on the scene, right? And then the Hollywood movies started happening, and there was actually like an anti-communist streak in Hollywood movies. People like Walt Disney. So there was an anti-communist streak in Hollywood, but then the commies started infiltrating. The commies are definitely very, very adept at infiltrating. And so then it makes sense to me that an evil person would go, ooh, creativity or creative projects and moving pictures and music that influences people. It cuts through the rational senses or the rational mind and goes into the heart and the mind and the soul of people, and it influences people, and therefore we should control it. It's kind of like what the devil would say. It's like we should control this, and so infiltrated it as, and also it's just that infiltration is something that we should probably just do back to them. We should infiltrate the schools. We should have our own long march through the institutions and infiltrate and take back Hollywood, infiltrate and take back the institutions of higher learning or the music industry. And it seems like some of that stuff is already happening, especially it's just naturally happening in comedy. But but the problem is that it takes a long time. It's like the long march through the institutions. And one of the kind of paradoxes is that it's a lot easier to destroy something. It might take 100 years to build something that somebody could just destroy overnight. And so, the lefties are essentially destroyers, and they don't really build anything themselves. The only thing they can do is infiltrate the things that have already been made. And so I'm a reformer. I think that we should reform the government. I'm not a collapsitarian, as Adrian would put it. I don't think we need to just burn it all down. I think Charlie Kirk would agree with me, and I think Trump, to a certain extent, would agree as well. A lot of times people would describe Trump as a bull in a china shop. We're just going to send him in there, and he's just going to break things. But really, and he kind of did that in 2016 a little bit, but I think he's a reformer, and I think that that's what's happening. But the problem is it is going to probably take generations to make it
Yeah.
happen.
There's the approach of the parallel economy as well, which Rumble's doing, and just in every industry, there's a parallel market starting. So I think it's a like two-way street that we all need to be marching down in a way to really take back control.
Well, and honestly, as broken as our government already was, what more could you do to break it? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
At this point, it's pretty much just gluing it back together and picking it up, because when Trump got in the first time, it was demolished. I mean, it was not, it hadn't been functioning for centuries. And then, then Biden stole an election and took it back the direction it was heading under Obama. And now Trump's trying to redirect it now. And I'm just hoping that the energy we're feeling right now from this shift can last until 2028. I feel like it will, because it seems like the Democrats, I don't know what you call this kind of personality in a person, but you ever met somebody where they're like always wrong, and they'll dig themselves a hole even into being further wrong and look stupid doing it? That's them. It's like, yeah, we celebrated Charlie Kirk, but he deserved it. And by the way, George Floyd, you know what I mean? Like, what are you doing? What are you talking about? None of these things are real, and it's like they'll dig their hole deeper just to try to feel like they're above us, when sane, rational people are looking at them all like, no, you're the lowest that anybody can get at this point. It's crazy. I never thought I'd see it, but boy, they never cease to amaze me with how low they'll go.
No shame at all. No bottom.
It's literally it's like an endless buffet, like no bottom whatsoever. And they're the big fat person that sits there till it closes.
Mm-hmm.
Now I heard a theory because somebody was talking about infiltrating music. Now I don't know anything about the tempos or whatever, but I heard a theory that back in the like early '60s they changed the tempo of music to something that was more positive for like when you listen to it in your soul or whatever, and then they changed the tempo to something else.
Are
It's
you talking
more,
about the frequency
yeah, the
from
frequency,
440 to 432?
yeah, something like that. And I don't know if there's any truth to that. I never really looked into it, but when you listen to like the stuff from the 50s and before, it was like really, you know, people snapping and like whistling and stuff like that. Then you get into the 60s and it's like darker somehow. You know what I mean? It's not as innocent and carefree. It's like protest songs and dark crap, you know? Like, and that just kind of carried on. And then we got hair metal, which was the softening the American public up to transitioning, watching people transition into females, I think, but that's just my opinion.
Oh, interesting. I didn't put that together. See, hey guys, it's all connected. Yeah, there was a kind of cross-dresser type vibe to the 80s hair metal stuff.
Dude, they were wearing pantyhose. I'm just saying, they were literally wearing like fishnet stockings and some of these guys.
You can't even make it up. I thought this was interesting here. Tyler Boyer, who's part of Turning Point and was co-hosted the podcast with Charlie. He said this was his vision, and it looked like a text that kind of just showed like this huge, full stadium. I mean, they filled a stadium. What, 300,000 people showed up for this thing? I think, what did does the venue hold, what, 60,000 or something like that?
They had overflow areas, and I don't know if there's any truth to it, but I can't remember who said it to me today, but they said that there was like another smaller stadium that was also full, and then it overflows there as well to just take care of everybody. I don't know if the other stadium thing is true, but could probably look it up.
And then one of Charlie's last projects that he was bringing up or wanted to get going on was to have a chapter at every high school in America. And he said, I want 35,000 high school chapters. And I guess there's not even 35,000 high schools in the U.S., but they've had over 60,000 requests or probably even more at this point to start chapters at high schools across the U.S. So it's a very interesting thing. Like he said, I want a chapter at every high school. And then everybody kind of told him that he's crazy, you know, like, how are we going to make that happen? Okay, the stretch goal is every high school. But maybe we can put like a little bit more of a realistic goal of how many high schools we're going to be in. And sure enough, like they've got 65,000+ requests for to start chapters at every high school. And I think this is really what this type of thing that Charlie was doing is really what got him killed. I mean, he was killed for a few different reasons, but one of the main reasons is the demons love your kids. They want your kids. They love destroying innocence, right? And finally somebody was going out there and converting the kids. And by kids, I mean teens and stuff like that. I consider somebody who's even 20 to still be kind of a kid. But all the demons were like, no, the kids are ours. What, you think you can come in here and take our kids away from us? We've done all this work for decades to manipulate and corrupt your children. You're gonna try and take them back. And they killed them.
Yeah, that's 100% accurate. And in fact, the link I sent you in the chat there relates to a teacher who was outside of a protest for, I think it was Jimmy Kimmel or one of these issues. I don't know if you can pull that up and share it. She protested outside of the school that she's at, topless, with anti-fascist written on her breasts. And somebody was, yeah.
Oregon
You can read
schools
it.
should be learning, not should be about learning, not agendas. Radical teachers and inappropriate conduct betray parents' trust. Screen time, holding them accountable, protect kids, focus on the basics.
Like, it's not even the
Can you
type of
imagine
teacher
that?
you'd want to see without her shirt on either. It doesn't look like.
No, well, it
I'm just
never
want to
is.
throw that out there. It's like she looks like a Pat type lady, you know, from the Saturday Night Live. So of course she was the first one to run out and be like, "Look at me." Poor kids.
But
Like,
her kids are in middle school, and you have a teacher who thinks this is where, like I said on the last show, this is where the Overton window is for some of these people who are like, I mean, can you imagine? And it won't be covered by the mainstream media, of course. Can you imagine if a teacher whipped out his dick for MAGA? You know, be everywhere, but we can't have this.
he just has the tattoo of the sign of it. It just says MAGA right up the side of it. Look, kids.
I had to get hard to make it bigger. Okay.
We're getting matching tattoos, right?
Oh, and speaking of that, I did see, and also demons, I did see somebody got a tattoo of the assassination.
No,
Yes, they did.
Yep.
No.
Yep. With his head leaning back and their blood shirt, dude. Like
I was
tattoos.
just saying, there's no limit to the shamelessness. I'm
Literally no
actually
bottom.
surprised at this point.
I'm not.
I need.
Well,
to find
people were
that.
getting their vaccine card tattooed to them, so I mean, I guess why not, right?
You could just buy an "I'm with stupid" shirt and save the money on the tattoo for that. But I guess my friend, back to the music thing really quick, just texted me that there's a huge trans scene in the Baltimore metal scene, super weird and not proper trans either, like gross balls and hairy ass trans. In other words, like they have the beards and stuff, and then they wear a dress type thing. And that's in Baltimore, which that doesn't surprise me. That doesn't surprise me in Baltimore.
Music
the bearded.
Yeah, go ahead.
The bearded lady scene is really thriving these days, isn't it?
It really is. It's like, man, I want to be a woman, but shaving, not so much.
I mean, they couldn't do freak shows anymore at carnivals. Like, here's
know,
the bearded
yeah.
lady. What's her pronoun? And there's a bearded lady. What are you saying? Are you saying we're a freak show?
I actually just went to a circus museum in Florida. The Ringling Brothers Museum
Oh, interesting.
is pretty sweet.
So there really is a darkness to music. Like, for example, I was looking into the Pizzagate stuff like about a year ago, and I started just kind of looking into like, oh, what was this place or whatever. And so I was like looking at reviews and stuff for the pizzeria. The pizzeria is Comet Ping Pong. And when you actually look into it, like the guy who owned it was in a band, and the band is like really dark and weird sounds and weird, like just really, really weird music. And it's like the devil loves music. And I've experienced it myself, going to like, there's a few places in Denver where I was, in the music scene with you guys, and there's a darkness there on South Broadway. You go to places like High Dive or oh man, I don't know, there's a couple other ones, but there's a darkness there.
Well, a lot of the musicians are leftists, for starters. Like, I always make fun of my two friends who are metalheads. Well, one's more punk than metal, but I'm always laughing at, especially my metalhead friend, because I don't hate metal or anything, but like, they're trying to be aggressive and dark and like aggressive. And then they turn around and you hear them say something political and it's like, support trans rights. And I'm like, the hell? That's not metal. That's dumb. What? So like, that's part of it. I think the agenda that they have carries that kind of darkness, which, let's be honest, Democrats are a dark party. That's why they constantly say that's us. Their history is dark. The KKK, Jim Crow, which they bring up, which is so funny to watch a Democrat be like, "Do you not remember Jim Crow?" It's like, do you not remember that it was you? Like, but yeah, it's like a lot of, for whatever reason, and everybody can speculate as to why this is. It seems like you have to be a musician that is successful. You have to be a leftist. Same with actors. You remember when Trump ran the first time, how people started picking up on the patterns? My new movie's coming out, so I got to go somewhere and bash Trump openly on camera. And then their movie would bomb. Like, they thought that would help. But it's just like, what is it called? The CAA, the something Actors Association or something, is somehow linked to the CIA, and a bunch of actors are in it, and they give them talking points and all this and that. If I'm pretty sure that's true, because everybody that's in it was the ones bashing Trump, you know. So that's the darkness, man. It's not. I'm not saying the Democrats produce darkness, but their ideologies, sucking babies out of women, everything they believe in is just dark. Slavery through immigration, illegal immigration. They defended Joe Biden forcing his daughter to shower. It's totally normal for dads to shower with their daughter.
Oh, yeah.
I'm like, are you serious? I have a daughter. I've never once even thought that would be normal. You know what I'm saying? Like, everything about them is dark. So it would make sense that it all connects. It's like you were talking about earlier, how all that shit is just all infiltrated and connects. And that's why you feel that darkness. Denver went blue, didn't it? It didn't used to be.
Oh, man. Yeah, Colorado was like one of the only states that went more blue than in 2020, I want to say. Pretty much even California, other Illinois, all shifted. Granted, I think our elections are super rigged here, but
yeah, we've been considering moving back to Colorado, and so we're in California right now, and we can't put the kids in school because of, like, there's a crazy vaccine schedule and there's no exemptions at all. So every kid that goes to a public school has to be up to date on every vaccine. And Colorado actually does offer exemptions, and we're looking to move there. But I was sitting there thinking, like, overnight, I mean, we could move there, and then overnight they could get rid of that exemption, which is like part of the reason why we want to move there, you know. But it's like, we can't move there and know that they're not going to do that, which is something that I could see happening, you know.
Yeah, my buddy
I would say,
out there too. He ran for office out there, and he's like I want to get out of here at this point, but he can't yet, you know. So I get it. It's crazy.
That's honestly the only good thing about Polis is he's always been openly pro-choice on vaccines. Like, he said that. And that because he's quote unquote a libertarian, but that is one thing that I'm like, well, and unfortunately, this is always in the back of my mind when you're in such a blue state. But it's like, what's the next guy gonna do? Because they might be more of a vaxxie, you know.
Yeah, and Polis is going to be term limited out soon, right?
Yeah, 26. So 26. Next year there'll be an election. Yeah.
What can we do? Or
you could move here to Michigan, where we've got the best governor, and she's awesome and does a lot for us. It's amazing, I'm telling you.
Yeah, I heard you don't even have to work or anything like that.
Nothing.
It's like a paradise.
It's the most carefree place. The roads are great. If you don't like tires on your car, it's amazing.
Yeah, Michigan. I always thought that when I was there. I really think it's a well-run state.
Yep, it is 100%.
Very efficient.
I actually do think that Colorado is a well-run state. Other than
it's not as bad as some other.
Yeah.
Budget-wise, we're split, isn't bad. But yeah.
Well, and it's like Michigan is a beautiful state, right? I mean, if nobody's visited here, but I'm always like in my Telegram, I'll share videos of people that travel to different places. And I mean, it's a beautiful state. If you've never been here, at least visit. You know, I was joking about the roads. They're not that terrible, but they're not great either. But at the end of the day, it's a beautiful state. And I can't even just blame her for running it terribly. It was the rhinos that were in governors too, ran it into the ground. It wasn't just her. She hasn't fixed anything. She ran on not raising gas taxes, raised gas taxes twice. Stuff like that, just the little things. But it's like you guys had in Colorado, you were the second state to go legal with weed, and that created a lot of revenue for you guys to fix a lot of shit.
Well, they've squandered it.
Yeah,
Ridiculous.
I was wondering what would happen there.
Here's the one white pill that I have about Colorado, and I'm curious if there's any other state that's like this. But back in the early 90s, they passed the Taxpayers' Bill of Rights, and it's in the Constitution. Basically, if they want to raise taxes, they have to put it to a vote of the ballot initiative. So that actually keeps taxes from getting to California. And the Democrats are always like, dude, we got to get rid of Tabor. But generally, even people on the left are like, no, I think that's actually a good idea. So very smart of whoever did that campaign, because it's pretty much saved Colorado from going full California or Oregon or Illinois. Like our taxes, they've gone up and they sneak it in fees. But in terms of like income tax, it hasn't gone crazy. So
I think we talked about it briefly before off stream. Who could be or who is the Republican or opposition to Polis, or who's going to run after Polis, and then who's the opposition?
So currently the two big candidates are Michael Bennet, the senator of Colorado currently, who's also horrible and sounds like he's drunk or had a stroke. And he's terrible. I think he was like a carpetbagger. He wasn't even from here, but he just moved here. So you have him, and then you have Phil Weiser, who's the current attorney general. It's probably going to be either one of those for the Democrats, and they're not good. Republican wise, we got Scott Bottoms on the. The Republican Party here is such a fucking mess. It's a joke.
I wonder if my buddy Trent knows any of these, like any of the Republican candidates. Because like I said, he ran out there, and then that was around the time. Well, he got smeared by Laura Loomer with fake bullshit that the competition sent her, and she ran with it without fact checking it. He handed her ass, and then she just moved on to the usual let's attack MTG or whatever the hell she does. But so he might know these people. Maybe he could get one of them to come on the show or something. Come on, you guys' show.
This is totally a joke, obviously, but I think the only person who would have a shot for the Republican Party would be a trans Republican, because this is how gay our state is.
I blame.
I think that's the only hope. Yeah. Right. Yep. What's the guy? Bruce Jenner, Caitlyn Jenner, whatever. Just move here, and he's not even alive.
Caitlyn Jenner had a better. Let's be real here. Had a better chance of winning the Republican governorship here in California than Larry Elder ever did.
Right. Yeah, the trans is in. The black guy, you're basically a white supremacist, which is what they said about.
Yeah. Yeah, that's actually if you're on the right, that is. If you're a right-wing black person, you're a Nazi. Because that makes 100% sense if you just don't think about it.
The black face of white supremacy. That's a wild sentence.
Well, we've banned masks and we've instituted masks. We call black people Nazi KKK members. Where are the left? This is where we're at.
Everybody's like, the clown world meme is so played out, and I'm like, is it though? Like,
no, we're not a clown world. A teacher just protested with her tits out at a middle school.
Well, and did you hear that the that ABC affiliate that got shot up in Sacramento was actually a professor, and they let him out on $200,000 bonds the next day for shooting at like that was a professor in a school.
Well, it was classified under California law as like a non. I don't know if it was non-violent. He just shot a building. What do you mean? That's literally, I think I read that it was because of their sentencing guidelines for shooting a building. It's pretty low on the totem pole, I guess.
You can shoot buildings where somebody could get killed, and that's not a big deal. Your governor's literally on cocaine, and nobody can change my mind on that. That dude he's rolling on cocaine. He's got the booger sugar, whatever the fuck it's called. That guy, have you seen that guy where have you seen the clips with him? And everybody's like, what's wrong with Gavin Newsom? I'm like, that's cocaine. Like, that is cocaine. And he's just openly on it, taking questions from the press. And I'm like,
well, he was sniffing his nose a lot too. He's touching his nose.
It's insane. Milo's back. I forgot. So's Gavin McGinnis.
Nicholas J. Fuentes, this memorial is a giant, shameless political spectacle to promote the GOP, mega church Christianity, and Republican voter drive. And then Milo said, the new mature mainstreamable Nick Fuentes lasted about a week before being consumed by the real Nick, a seething loser. I actually do somewhat agree with Nick on this, but overall, he's wrong. You know, the mega church vibe is weird. It is kind of weird to make it into a political spectacle, but at the same time,
he was a political dude, though.
Yeah, exactly.
So all of his friends are going to be political type people.
Yeah,
and they're going to.
He probably would have wanted that.
Yeah.
Oh, he would have loved it. And let's be honest, Nick was probably getting banged in the booty by Destiny while he typed that. Let's be real.
Yeah, I'll never forget that one little clip where they're live streaming together and somebody super chats in or something or comments something about kids or something like that. Why people go after kids, and Destiny goes, because they're hotter. And Nick goes, based, that's why we love Destiny. Because they're sexualizing children? What is going on? What are we even doing here? I'm going to steal Steve's.
Peak Groiper retardation was when they were getting behind Gavin Newsom because he had white kids and a white wife. I was like, well, he's a good-looking guy. He's got a good-looking wife. Not like J.D. Vance. He's married to an Indian. It's like, guys, pick your battles on. Pick your priorities. Do you want a good-looking white communist or a base guy with an Indian wife?
A base.
That's what happens when the left infiltrates the right, though, man. The alt left is the alt right, and these are all branches of the alt right, which is the alt left. So you're gonna have these weird little sub movements. Like it's almost like there's conservatives, Republicans, MAGA, and then everything underneath MAGA is a Reddit board.
Yeah. There is a paradox politically about building coalitions. And this is something that Trump really understands, that he did weaponize and that he did use to great effect, is a big tent. And so, but what happens when the tent becomes so big that the party stops looking like, or stops resembling, what it really was? And so the Christians, a lot of the Christians, especially the abolitionist movement, they're very, they're gatekeepers and stuff. They say, no, we don't need any sort of like gays for groomers types and stuff like that. But at the same time, in order to win elections, which conservatives, especially Christians, have been so bad at doing in the past like 10, 15, 20, maybe even longer than that, more like decades, they've been so bad at winning elections. And then they sit back and complain that, we have 1 million abortions a year. So there's definitely a paradox there of how big of a wide of a tent are we going to cast, and is there going to be any sort of gatekeeping when it comes to that type of stuff? For people like Fuentes, I think we should exorcise him from the Republican Party.
Same with Candace Owens. That chick is crazy. But she also came from that website Explore Talent as well. So I've never trusted her. But
She's like a performance artist. She
She
gives me
is.
performance artist vibes.
for sure. But
Yeah, she, I didn't mind when she was going into Israel and the Jews. Like, I had my issues with Israel. And, but immediately jump into Israel without concrete evidence. And then, the kicker for me recently was her response to why she wasn't going to the
oh
memorial, like making it all about her. And then,
God. It was what's that something Patriot? I'll look him up. Keep going. Sorry, I was trying to think of his name.
but yeah, all I was going to say was that was like you've fully jumped the shark. You're just consumed with narcissism about making it about you. Like it's sick.
Yeah. Yeah. And then releasing the text messages, the private text messages, and then putting them behind a paywall. And then I just got an email from her today that was saying, we're not going to stop this investigation. And by the way, we're doing a 15% off on memberships. I was like, what? I don't even feel right even having a live stream and like stuff like that. I'm not going to try to make this about me or to make it about us. She has no shame in doing that immediately. I mean,
And it was
wild.
from when Dave Smith did it too. I listened to that episode, and the text they weren't that bad, like that revealing. But I would agree that the promotion of like exactly what you said of like I've got these text messages that I'm going to reveal on my show tonight, sponsored by MeUndies.
Yeah, sponsored by Sheath Underwear or some shit like that. Like,
I put the link. I put the link in the thing. They're called Pinot American, referring to.
Yeah, like
they always have good posts and they seem to know stuff, but they called Candace out for why she really didn't attend. And if that's true, I'm not surprised. But wow, crazy.
Yeah, I love how shamelessly partisan Pinot is. Let's see. Candace Owens isn't going to Charlie Kirk's funeral because she did not get a special invite. She was not on the speaker list, and they were not going to pay her. I wonder if that's true.
I almost believe
about
it.
The paying part.
I feel like because her husband's actually like a millionaire or some crap, she's just trying to get more money than him.
I've heard he's a billionaire.
Oh yeah, Not surprised.
Well, it'll be interesting to see how that lawsuit shakes out. I guess Macron's wife is going to present photographic evidence.
Ew.
Which is what Candace really wanted, let's be honest. That's what she wanted to see for her own personal
All we
reasons.
need is DNA. We don't need a photograph.
Right, yeah. Somebody
Come on.
pointed that
I
out.
never,
Like, why
thought
do you need
she,
a
I never
photo?
thought she was a dude. I laughed at the memes or whatever. I just thought she looked like E.T. with a wig on in E.T., the E.T. movie.
She
Yeah,
looks
she
like
She's
a
looks
dude.
way
strange.
older than him too, So when you see
Right.
them next to each other, it just looks off.
Right. I don't know.
She looks like a dude to me.
If she actually does a DNA test, then I don't know if I'll believe it right off, but I'll.
Yeah, visual evidence? Yeah, I don't believe that. But, I mean, she's got a really convincing inverted penis. Who knows? What does that mean? It's not evidence.
She looks more like E.T. than either a man or a woman.
That's what I'm saying. They're gonna test it, and they're gonna be like, "This is ET."
Yeah, she's actually extraterrestrial.
We finally have the evidence.
I think
No, but
Melania is
you could
extraterrestrial as well.
I know this doesn't work this way on this platform, but if there was a way to put up the picture of ET with the wig and the hat on next to Macron's wife, you guys would see it immediately. I did it.
I've seen a meme. Yeah.
Yeah, it's like, it's crazy. I'm trying to find the article that a lot of people haven't seen about where a lot of these influencers like Candace Owens came from. And I'm going to have to search for it. I got it stored in my saved Telegram thing. I'll look for it for you guys really quick. But you would be shocked at some of the people whose names will show up on this and the fact that they're right next to Trump.
Matt Gates one of them or something in that network, supposed network?
I don't think him, but Thorne Bobert.
Yeah.
This is the meme of the week, I think.
Here it is. Right. Yeah, that's accurate. That is accurate.
All right, what's this one you got? Oh no, did you send
Yeah,
send another one, Joe?
I'm sending it now right here.
Okay.
A lot of these pages that it'll link to are down now because it's so old, like the website for them. But yeah, it's this article explains where a lot of these right wing influencers came from. This is why I keep trying to get the message across to people. Don't follow every narrative they push. You know what I mean? Like it's not natural.
Yeah. So see, National Justice investigates rising Republican Party influencers got their start at talent agency run by Israeli pornographer. Okay, well this one's going to be a...
It's not that kind of a website, I promise. It's not naked people, but it's basically a like modeling.
Oh, so Candace Owens is right there at the top, number 1.
Yep.
Congresswoman Lauren Boebert.
Yep.
3, Tommy Loren, Melissa A. Carone. I don't know who that is. What? Don't you dare. Scott Pressler?
Yep.
Don't you touch Scott Pressler.
Yep,
a
he's on there.
homosexual conservative influencer, often spotted leading
the one
rallies.
above him is the lady that was all knee deep in the here in Michigan with the election fraud stuff. She kind of vanished. But it's got links to their pages on here and everything.
Mm-hmm.
Where they've got their glamour shots.
You know the walk away guy? I can't remember his name. Like the walk away from the...
Yeah,
Brandon
Straka.
Yeah, he actually... there was a post from him like a couple months ago where he was calling out Scott Pressler as fake. And he's not as effective as people think he is. And it was an interesting take. He's basically saying like a lot of what he does.
Competition. Who's going to be the most beloved homosexual MAGA guy?
Yeah, that could just be Caddy.
Yeah.
Isn't it Milo though?
Yeah,
Milo's
right. Well, I don't think he's gay anymore. I think isn't he married to a woman?
Is he now?
Who?
I think he ungayed.
Yeah, I think he's Christian now, right?
Proud of him.
Yeah.
He's Catholic. He's not married, but he was talking about trying to have a baby, and he was browsing X for possible candidates to be the woman that will usher in the progeny of Milo.
Well, you said something earlier about how with the big tent thing and how it's going to change the party, and this is the perfect what we were just looking at is the perfect example, because a lot of these people whose names you just read off there are seen as people who are changing the party, making it bigger, this, that, and the other. And when you really get down to where they came from, it's a little bit questionable. And then you look at people like Blair White. We're supposed to be anti-trans, but we love Blair White because Blair White is a base dude that pretends to be a woman. Mm-hmm. And you've got all these different examples. Well, that's what happens when you have an actual leader who is speaking truth to the point where you do end up bringing over people that maybe you wouldn't think would be in your party too. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, Trump had a lot of Democrats come over in 2016. Then he got shot. A lot more came over then, and middle of the road people came over and stuff. So when you have a leader that has good ideas and his team has good ideas and they're all well spoken and they actually are trying to do things that the American people can see that are going to help and benefit them, you're going to get a big tent whether you like it or not. And then they killed Charlie Kirk.
Yeah. Maybe one of their tactics of infiltration may be controlling those funnels over to the bigger tent every time, whether it be toward the left or right.
Well, somebody once said, be careful who you follow. I'm not going to say who that was because you're on YouTube, but I think you guys know who said that. There was a reason that they said that.
Mm-hmm.
Do you know what I mean? It's fine that we have normal people like us that come over to the party, right? But we got to keep our eye on all of a sudden these voices that might emerge in the next, I'd say, 4 to 8 years that just come out of nowhere and they're a big voice and maybe they're not saying exactly what and then I think what Silas is saying, that's when that could happen. I think that's another thing you got to keep
the switch then.
Yeah. Because that's what the communists do, man. They infiltrate every damn thing. You know?
Yeah.
Wait for their moment, destroy it.
I wouldn't say we're quite at peak infiltration because everything will always try to be infiltrated. I guess I was more thinking like peak subversion because you can't get more subverted than thinking transitioning children makes you a tolerant, good person. You can't get more subversive than just like pretty much everything they do. And I think people's natural inclination towards logic, at least feeling like we're in this clown world, upside down, topsy turvy land, where I think the woke tricks aren't working anymore, but they can't back off from them. They can't abandon their base because their base might actually kill them too. People have pointed this out that a lot of Democratic politicians are kind of hostage to the radicals in their party. Like maybe they're just, if push comes to shove, they're actually more moderate than what they actually say in public or what they still end up doing. Which means that they're still given over to the devil because they're just trading any principle they have for power. But I think I don't see, when you see that teacher protesting, like how much more in your face can it get where it's like, no, literally this woman thought it was appropriate to have her tits out as a form of protest around children. And she didn't even think about it. And all those crazy people online, they didn't think about, oh, this is totally going to get me fired from my job to just say like, yeah, I support assassination. They didn't even think about it. So they're so far gone. I don't think Newsom is going to, the only way they get back in power is stealing it. I truly believe that.
I don't know what's going to pan out from it, but if, I don't know if you guys saw, but what is that page that spreads propaganda for Newsom on X that
the press,
the whale lady and the couple of soy boys, the press office, they threatened what's her name, why can't I think of her name,
Christy Nome.
Yeah, Christy Nome, they threatened her. I'll see if I can find the post and I'll send a link, but basically they were like, it was
going to have a really bad day.
Threat.
Right. Well, that account has been going off the rails because somebody I was listening to somebody talk about it today, and Bed Bath & Beyond announced we can't open any more stores in California because we just can't do business here for all the reasons. And the Newsom press account said basically like, fuck you, bye. That's what it said. And
yeah,
it's
I remember that.
It's trying to be edgy to the point that because it's trying to do the Trump thing, but it at the same time it's like, dude, that's not the thing to be edgy about. Also, because you're destroying your state and businesses aren't coming back. Like this isn't a political thing. They're just like, we can't do business here anymore. And like, oh, fuck you, bye then. Like they can't do it. They can't unwoke. They can't be authentic. They don't have that superpower that Trump has. Because he's an anti-political correctness guy.
Their memes are either like trashy, like just trash cartoon comic memes that are overworded, or just regular trash memes that are overworded, or they're just our memes that they've hijacked and put stupid shit in. Like you're right. They have no original anything. They don't have anything original. They've got the same playbook. It's boring. Nobody wants it. The American people have rejected it, and they're doubling down on it. That's exactly right. It's insane. Did you see the picture of Ted Lieu with the dog face costume guy?
Mm-mm.
Oh, God. All right, hang on. I'll see if I can put it up. This is what I'm talking about. They're not going to escape this crap. It's like, don't show these tips again. And it's, I think, this one. Yeah, there, look at this. Ted Lieu. I don't know where he's at, but
did you send a link?
I was trying. It's down at the bottom of the screen. I think you got to put it up though.
Oh, you sure?
See?
Oh,
wow.
I'm having a visceral reaction right now, and I'm trying to avoid doing a hate speech right now. Discipline is a virtue.
This is them being original, though.
Yeah, well, that's the furry thing. Yeah, that's their originality. It's like, what's the furthest into intersectionality and sanity we can go? Let's do furries and what are these guys called? Gimps?
Furries. I don't know what. No, well, he's not furry though. Not even his body. So I don't know what he is. He's just a weirdo. And Ted Lieu has the gay pride beaded necklace on, standing next to him. I saw that today, and I'm like, wow. But yeah, that's kind of your point. Like they doubled down, and honestly, how many of these people have we seen at these events doing similar? You know what I mean? And so they have to double down on it now because they're on film doing it. You see what I'm saying?
What's that quote that you bring it up sometimes, Adrian, where it's like the left is beholden to their radicals and the right shuns their radicals or something like that?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
What did I get it right?
Yeah, that's it. I was kind of paraphrasing something else. I don't know if it's exactly a quote, but it's just something I've heard. And that's, I mean, yeah, the radicals are, the nuts are in the hen house. I don't know. I'm mixing metaphors there, but
how hard is it to just moderate? I mean, all they have to do is just moderate. Why?
Well,
it makes no sense. I hope they do. I want them to double down. Go crazy.
Well, here's the thing. When you use political incorrect or political correctness as like a weapon, and you force people into the pronoun game and the critical race stuff and the queer stuff, it gains power, and it gained a lot of power for up until really Trump. Like it had so much momentum, and it was still a big thing during Trump up until 2020.
First term. Yeah, that's what I was going to say. Up until Trump this go around.
Like
somewhere between 2020 and Trump, people just started shifting on that crap. Like, why are my kids watching this? I didn't even know they were watching this type stuff. You know, like what's happening right now?
Yeah, and the trans thing became an issue because it's like they're transitioning children. They're putting men in women's locker rooms. It reached such a clown world level that, I mean, the Trump ad, they're for they, them. Trump is for you. That was like that was probably the most effective ad, just because it got to the heart of it. Yeah, people say, oh, the trans issue is a distraction. The transitioning children is not a distraction. It's not a culture war. It's like, this is something that we need to stop at all costs. Because this will be viewed within hopefully 5 to 10 years as like a lobotomy.
Okay, now I forgot about this. I'm sorry, guys. I lied. They are original. They have original ideas, and this is one of them.
Wake up! Wake up! Great news. The UN and Bernie Sanders are now finally saying it's a genocide. And some celebrities in gala gowns are now mentioning you in their speeches. And some of them are even sharing stuff on their Instagram story.
The cricket.
Wake up! Wake up!
The cricket in the back. Somebody has a cricket in the back.
I'm sorry if you chat yourself a little by cringing, but there's some originality to that, okay, guys?
That's very creative.
I want to, I guess Cuck of the Week, we don't have, we're not doing it. We're just doing a regular show. But maybe it should be Sunday Night Cringe of the Week, and then just be more broad, because there is so much cringe if we do another show. I'm going to try to find one for you.
Cringe of the
Week.
Week.
Her sister trying to sing. Have you seen that? Oh, my God.
We're going to have a cringe off.
Oh. If you ever get a chance, just look up Greta Thunberg. I don't know what her name is, but her sister's singing. It's the most bizarre thing you'll ever see.
Oh,
and it's horrid.
All right, gents. It's been real. Let's link up again soon. Unless you guys have any last thoughts here.
I don't think so. R.I.P. Charlie Kirk.
Yeah. It's the beginning of a new chapter,
Charlie.
That's for sure. And I think it's going to be for the better.
It already has been. Let's be real. We've seen a shift.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And we just need to all work to keep that ship moving and growing, because it's what has to happen, because we can't let them continue on like we were.
Yeah. Well, let's try to make it a side quest for the Post Republic to actually do some sort of political action, even if it's something small, just knocking on doors or making calls or even just making memes or something. I think we should try to follow in the footsteps of somebody like Charlie and actually try to do something. Try and do
Hummingbird,
something.
Hummingbird wants you to do Cuck of the Week still.
We'll do Cook of the Week on Wednesday for sure.
Yeah, I think we just got to keep expanding.
Let me see if I have any cringe to satisfy your liberal. Oh, okay. I got one.
Final thoughts from Adrian is cringe clip.
I started a new discipline, a new field of study. It's cringeology.
Oh,
And it's the study of cringe. So I'm glad that you guys share the passion.
If it beats that Greta one, I'll be shocked, because that one was bad.
All right, I'm just gonna send the since I can't screen share on mobile, I'll send it in the chat here.
I got you.
Oh, you know it's gonna be good if it's woke memes, anti-woke memes.
All right, here we go. Let's start at
Priest,
the top.
of course. We're Episcopal priests. Of course we get dressed up on Sundays. I'm an Episcopal priest. Of course we'll do your gay wedding.
I'm an Episcopal priest. Of course women can be priests.
I'm an Episcopal priest. Of course I offer free walk-in therapy all day.
We're Episcopal priests. Of course we know your pronouns.
We're Episcopal priests. Of course we're super serious.
We're Episcopal priests. Of course we wear our collars every day.
I'm an Episcopal priest. Of course we set up fun children's areas in worship. I'm an Episcopal priest. Of course we love incense. We're Episcopal.
Oh man, I gotta end the stream before I advocate for burning heretics.
All right, guys. I lied.
I didn't say it was an uplifter, but you wanted cringe. I gave the cringe.
Damn.
Adrian brings the cringe.
All right, guys. Well, that was fun. I'm gonna go pull a porcupine quill out of my dog's lip.
Oh yeah, good luck.
Hope he feels better. All right, guys. Well, thanks for joining, Joe, and we'll see you guys soon. I'll see you guys in the chat.
alrighty.
Sounds good. See you guys.
Bye, guys.
Bye.